All right, y'all, let's talk about an important topic that is brought up all the time. People bring up this question, should I cancel my credit card? Or I want to cancel my credit card. And so let's kind of break down the entire process of what happens when you cancel a credit card and whether it actually hurts your credit report. Now, there are multiple different situations here. You know, most people will want to cancel a credit card for one, it is on a high annual fee. So they're paying a lot for the annual fee. They don't feel like they're getting that much benefit from it. So they want to cancel that card. So we will talk about that. In that situation, first of all, if it's a high annual fee, a lot of credit card companies are going to have options to downgrade. So you can always downgrade that card to a lower annual fee that is possible for you to use. Now, what I would ask for if you can downgrade the card is make sure that you are actually getting a sign-up bonus if you are downgrading, or else you are going to miss out on the possible sign-up bonus on that card on the downgrade. So make sure that that is available to you if you're going to do that, because why not get some type of sign-up bonus if you are going to cancel a card or downgrade a card? That's massively important. Don't miss out on that. Now, the other key piece is if it is a high annual fee card, you can always ask them for a retention offer. Go in there, chat with the company, let's say Chase or American Express, go chat with them, talk to them on the phone or chat with them online and say that you'd feel like you're not getting much benefit from the card, and then see if they have any retention offers available. So what that's going to do is they're either going to lower that annual fee, they're going to give you some type of sign-up bonus as well, like an additional bonus, spend this much in 3-6 months and get, 50,000 points, kind of a way to get you to stay with the card. Or like I said, they're going to just lower the sign-up bonus or give you some type of annual fee off. So that would be one situation in terms of a high annual fee card that you can not cancel the card and then maybe downgrade or pay less for the annual fee. Now, in that situation, if you've only had the card for, let's say, a year or two, and you just don't feel so much use for it, then sure, go ahead and cancel the card, as long as you are making sure that you are paying that card off before canceling. If you do not pay that card off before canceling, it could go into a collection, which means you wouldn't be in good standing. Now, if that card gets closed and not in good standing, it could hurt your credit report. Now, one thing I want to point out is if you do cancel a credit card, technically you will lose the entire payment history of that canceled credit card. So if that credit card is 10 years old, you've taken 12 payments over 10 years, 120 payments, and that could be released from your credit report. So if a card is older, typically, over 5 years old, I highly recommend that you keep it on your report because it will actually help your credit age tremendously. We don't want to mess with our credit age, especially on cards that are seasoned, but good thing that the majority of cards that are older usually have lower annual fees. So it's not going to hurt you to hold on to that card. Keep holding on to those cards if they do have some age, but if the annual fee is too cumbersome or too large for you to handle, but you've only had the card a couple years, then go ahead and cancel it. But make sure that you have other cards that are older that are going to keep your credit age and your payment history intact. Now, there is some misconception that you lose all of that reporting. It really depends on the bank. It's not every bank, but if you do cancel a card, some banks will completely erase all of that payment history. So like I said, if it's an older card and you cancel the card, you're losing, let's say, 120 payments over 10 years. You're losing that age, you're losing that history, which can have a big detriment to your credit report. Now, one thing to think about as well is you could also have only a couple credit cards and you might not have as many high limits. So if you get rid of a card and let's say, for example, let's say you have two cards. Both of them have a 5K limit. One of them you want to cancel. You are spending, let's say, 2K on one of the cards a month. So 2K out of 10K is going to be 20% utilization, right? If you get rid of one of those cards and now your total credit limits are at 5K, you are now at 40% utilization. So you therefore would be affecting and decreasing your credit score and hurting your credit report because your utilization is getting higher. So if you decide to cancel a credit card, you need to make sure that your credit limits are at an area that will not affect you. Okay, so that is another key component. Now, if you decide you're going to cancel a credit card, then make sure you call the bank. You ask whether that report is going to stay on your account in good standing. And what good standing means is that you haven't had any collections or late payments on that card through its entire history. Right. So if you've had good payments and you've made your payments responsibly and on time, you'd be in good standing. Before you cancel that card, make sure you pay the entire bill so that it doesn't go into your report as in bad standing, right? And then make sure you ask the bank whether they are going to keep that on your report for an extended period of time. How much time will they keep it on? Typically, it could be anywhere from 7 to 10 years if they are someone that doesn't delete your entire history. But that is something that you need to confirm with the bank before canceling. So I want to make sure that you are all aware of that. But my personal opinion, I would not ever cancel a credit card, mainly unless, like I said, unless it's within that first year or two and you have other credit cards that are 5, 6, 10, 15 years plus that are holding up your credit age. Because I wouldn't want to risk deleting that strong payment history that I have had on those cards. And I wouldn't want to risk deleting that utilization or, that, like I said, that payment history. So I do not recommend canceling a card because I wouldn't want to get rid of the positive actions that I took on that card and the positive age that I have on that card. Now, if you are in a situation where the annual fee is too cumbersome for you to pay, or you do not want to pay that high of an annual fee, typically it's going to be these travel cards, or you don't utilize it that much, you're not getting benefit out of it. I'd highly recommend that you downgrade and you make sure that when you downgrade, you are still getting a sign-up bonus, because you do not want to downgrade without getting a sign-up bonus, because basically you could have applied to that card you're downgrading into and received a sign-up bonus. So we want to take advantage of those when they're available. So that is what I'm going to say when it comes to canceling a credit card. A big question that comes up all the time is, should I cancel? What happens when I cancel? And as you can tell, right, make sure that the bank is still going to report it if you do cancel the card. I do not recommend that you cancel it because it could have a detriment to your credit age. It could have a detriment to your utilization, and it could have a detriment to your strong payment history that you had on that card. But as you can tell, each person's situation is completely different. So you need to ask those questions and understand whether it is worth it for you. But like we said, make sure if you do decide to move forward with that you call the bank and they are not deleting those proper payment history options that we talked about, and you are making sure that is the case with the bank. So there we have it. The age-old question, should you cancel a card? Does it make sense for you to cancel the card? Hopefully that explains some process for you to think about and some questions for you to ask on whether your card you should keep in your wallet or whether you should get rid of it. So take care, friends. We'll talk soon.